This is the 2025 Range Rover Velar Dynamic SE. Do the features match the price? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today, Carrie and I are at Land Rover of Shreveport. And for those of you who hopefully you're patient enough not to have jumped into the comments section just yet, but for those of you who are saying, that's not a 2025, I can just hear some of those people thinking that. I'm gonna have Carrie come over here to the window sticker, and right up here, you can see that it is indeed a 2025 model. Yes, we're seeing 25s hitting the lots this early in the year. Kind of interesting how things have changed over the years. If you want to know more about this Velar or anything else they have here in inventory at Land Rover of Shreveport, whether it's new or used, check out the link down in the description of the video. Let's dig in and find out what else you'll have. And we'll start here with your lighting. Obviously, LED lighting everywhere you look. LED headlights, LED daytime running lights. You have your turn signal indicators built in right here. They not only look cool, it helps people around you to know what you're doing. You can activate those, believe it or not, via that lever on the left-hand side of your steering wheel. It may be rocket science, but I promise you can learn. We also had the fog lights down here on the lower portion of the bumper. Can't say anything funny or sarcastic about that the same way, but one thing you won't find here is a lot of active vents. However, we do have obviously our fully active upper and lower grills here. Have a nice combination as to how everything looks. You have the Land Rover logo right here. But one thing that is active is going to be found right here. And I'll let Carrie come in and show you both sides of that. There is an active air curtain that allows air to flow through the front end. I'll let him come around and show you what is coming out on the other side where that exit point is. So there is at least one area of that kind of thing working on the vehicle. And I know most Range Rover owners or Land Rover owners are not that worried about it. This could be active. We could also have something active here on the side as far as a potential vent right there or some kind of an outlet, whatever. We could use this as a heat extractor, but that's just the way it's designed. I'm going to show you what's here and what's not here. Let's talk about this model. Obviously, it's going to be all-wheel drive. Let's talk about its tire and wheel size. Your width here is going to be 265. We're going to have a 40 series sidewall wrapped around the gloss black 22-inch wheels. And that's really accented nicely by the red brake calipers that are in there. You will find this same setup at all four corners. As we work our way up with our side view mirrors, a very nice look. Gloss black mirror caps. I know a lot of you like to have the turn signal indicators built into your side view mirrors. For as many people as ask me about that, I guess that means maybe there's more people out there using their turn signal indicators than I realize, or you just don't live around here in Northwest Louisiana. Power adjustable side view mirrors. And let me do one thing. There's a little bit more to talk about with the side view mirrors in that they are power folding side view mirrors. Now you'll notice when I lock the vehicle, they fold in. When I unlock the vehicle, they fold out. You'll also notice the deployable door handles right here. So there's going to be flush mounted with the body or with the doors. That way, again, another way that's used to help improve aerodynamics. Simple as that goes. Now, I do want to show you one thing. What do you do if the battery dies? Well, you have a key hole right there, a lock basically, and you can use a key that you have with the vehicle. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this out right now. We just had a cameo appearance from somebody, or at least cameo noise driving down the road. But you do have a key that you can put in there. That's gonna help out if you ever need that. Now, it's hard to see up here. You obviously don't have any roof rails, but there is a panoramic sunroof up there. In fact, I'll open this door right here. Here's another way you can do this. Let's see if I can get that to open for me. Come on. There we go. And I'll let Carrie take a look inside there. I think I had that shade drawn forwards or drawn back so you can see out of the glass there, just to show you what is here. And really, I have to say, one thing I do like here a lot are the body lines. Very sleek body lines. Work our way back to the very nice looking rear roof spoiler right here that not only looks nice, it has some functionality. That's going to allow air to flow over the rear window when you're driving down the road to keep that clean. You'll also notice that it's clean back here because there's no rear window wiper, not because there's one missing, but because it's actually stuffed up here inside of the rear roof spoiler. I think that's a good location for it. It just looks better back here. And you'll find the Range Rover logo back here kind of almost hidden away to a degree because it blends in with all of that gloss black right there. We'll finish things off with our LED taillights back here. and a clean look. There's no exhaust outlets that are exposed here. Tell me what your thoughts are on that. I've actually had people in my videos say they didn't buy a vehicle because it didn't have exposed exhaust outlets. Isn't that interesting? Under the hood is the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. It makes 247 horsepower and 269 pounds-feet of torque. It's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. And just because I know a lot of you like to see what's here, I'm going to lift some of this up, try and get my arm out of the shot as best as I can. In fact, we'll just do it this way so we can show you what's underneath there. Kind of interesting that you can remove all of that and show people what's there. I don't know why they don't just leave it that way, but that's the way it is. Then we have to remember to put it all back on. We'll get back over here and do that in just a second, but to save some time for you, let's go over to the window sticker and take a quick look at the MPGs. In fact, I'm going to let Carrie show you what is there because I know you probably would rather see that. We're looking at 22 city, 26 highway, 23 combined, and 4.3 gallons of gas for every 100 miles driven. And now we work our way over here to where the gas tank is. And for those of you who are not fans of capless fuel fill, guess what? You don't have to worry about that because you have a gas cap right there. And if you're curious about the gas tank size, it's 21.6 gallons. And let's take a look at the remote real quick. In fact, I'll return to something I should have shown you earlier, but there is the face of the remote. You can see all of the buttons that are there. You can also see your Land Rover logo right there. And the button right here, if you're wondering about gaining access to that key I talked about, better not have too big of a finger, but there is your key. It is located inside of the remote right there, easy to deal with. That way, if your battery dies, you know what to do with that. In fact, we'll use the remote to open the power tailgate right here. And we're going to be able to tow, according to Land Rover, up to 5,511 pounds. Cargo capacity comes in at 34.4 up to 70.1 cubic feet. Let Carrie show you around within the interior there. You do have a removable cargo cover right there behind the back seats if you want to take that out. And there is a power outlet right there. We'll let Carrie put that cargo cover in place just so you can see that. And you do have your spare tire located here underneath the floor. That's all easy to get to. You can get this floor completely out of the way. I'm not going to do that just because there's so much on the floor right there. And obviously, when you're ready to close everything down, well, push the button, or you can hit the button on the remote. There's also a button on the interior to control the functionality of your tailgate. And I know a lot of you like to see everything maximized, so here is what everything looks like with the seats folded down. So obviously you can fold down one or both sides. Now there is something else here that I want to show you. We'll put this back up just like this, and then I will push the button right here. Let's see if I can push that hard enough to show that you have a pass-through. So if you just needed to put something through this area, maybe you have passengers on each side, there is an option for that. It just gives you a little bit more versatility. Okay, let's talk about what your rear seat passengers are going to find. Don't bump your head. That's easy to do, at least for me. Let's see what the door panel looks like over there. Obviously, you're going to have the ebony interior, which, by the way, the exterior color is Carpathian gray. But I'll let Carrie show you what's over there. How is the armrest? Let's see what the armrest test turns out to be. What is the ultimate verdict? Is it good? Yeah, kind of neutral is what he's telling us. So you might have to go and check it out for yourself to see what you think. Now, you do have a good-sized door bin right here, quite a bit of space. I've seen some larger SUVs that don't have a door bin of that particular size. So that's a good thing to know. Now, one thing I am a little surprised at here is that these seats do not recline. You would think at this price point that they would, but there is no way to recline these seats. So, if you're wondering about that, now you know. And you do have the removable covers right here. For the latch system, I definitely am not in favor of that personally, but you know what? I don't have any kids. If I bought a Velar, I wouldn't have to worry about it. Comfortable seats either way, and even though the seats don't actually recline, you can probably see I'm still sitting back just a little bit, so it's not that bad necessarily. You can fold down the armrest right here. The cup holders are built in, so a little bit of versatility there as far as different options for what your rear seat passengers can do. Seat pockets on the back of both seats, so a little bit of extra storage. And one thing I know a lot of people really want to have is going to be the climate control. You don't have the ability to control it back here, but the climate is back here. or should I say the air conditioning vents, are back here. We'll also find a couple of USB options and the 12-volt power outlet. A lot of people have told me they still like to have a 12-volt power outlet in their vehicle. And I did open the shade right here all the way just so you could see the sunroof right here. This front portion does tilt and slide open. Obviously, you can draw the shade forward if you want to keep from getting too much heat into the interior on warm, sunny days. And for those of you who are saying, all right, Tom, I know you've shown me a lot so far. I'm actually interested in buying a 2024 or a maybe 2025 Range Rover Velar like we're looking at today in the video. How much will it cost me? Well, if you come into Land Rover of Shreveport, you're looking at $75,905. If you come in to buy this one, I will give you the $5 just to get you over the hump. Let's see what else you get for the price. On the door panel there, we're going to have basically the same setup, a little more space. The door panel is going to be well laid out, I'd say. It's pretty clean and pretty minimalistic, but you will find the armrest right there. That's going to be the same as what we had in the rear, so the comfort level should be about the same. Again, you need to put your own arm up there to find out. You might say it's really comfortable. I don't know, but there is a lot of space there on the front and rear doors if you wanted to use that area right there by the window as an armrest. And a very large door bin right there, plenty of space, no problems there. You'll definitely have no issues finding room to store smaller items. And the power adjustable seats here for the driver and the passenger. They're also going to be heated only in this particular case, but a comfortable seat nonetheless. And as we move here into the interior, it just seems like, just like you would find in the Discovery, there should be an upper glove box right here. You normally have the button right here to open the upper or the lower, but we only have the lower glove box right here. I'll let Carrie show you around in there. There's quite a bit of room in there if you want to put whatever you want to put in there. I don't think anybody puts gloves in their glove boxes anymore. That's for sure. Tell me, do you actually do that? I don't know. But to mix things up, we'll start off here on the upper console and show you what's there. Obviously, you have your lights. You have your control right here for the shade. Here's how you're going to control the functionality of the sunroof itself, opening and closing that. And as we work our way down here, let's first take a look at all of this. Now, you're going to notice what's not here. Tell me what your thoughts are. No controls for the air conditioning. All of that is within the infotainment screen right here. In fact, let me start the vehicle. We can get to a lot of this a little bit easier. And you can see, number one, that we need to get some gas. We'll do that. But obviously, this is where you're going to control your fan speed right here in the middle. You're going to control your temperature here. And if you want to sync both sides together, there's where you're going to do that. Everything is literally within this infotainment screen. So it's just something to deal with. It's here. Tell me what your thoughts are. I do like the fact that this 11.4-inch touchscreen is so easy to use. That is for sure. A lot going on here. Looks like a lot that's complicated, or seeing a lot might make it seem complicated. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean that it actually is that complicated. I think it's pretty easy to figure out. But one thing I definitely like here is the fact that we have the 360-degree surround view camera, so we can take a look all around the vehicle, no matter where you are. If somebody parks too close to you on one side or the other, or maybe you missed parking right in the center of your space and maybe you're the one who's too close, you can make sure you don't hit the person next to you. If you're the one that's too close, you're probably not using your blinkers either. Sorry, I just had to take that. We're only picking on you. We're laughing with you, not at you, at least at this point. Some of you laugh at me and not with me, but I'll let you do that. But here are the different views for the cameras all around the vehicle. And at the price point of this vehicle, well, you should have a plethora of camera views. And one thing that I find interesting here is that while we have built-in navigation, is that a lot of people have what they call hill start assist. The vehicles normally have that name. Here it's called hill launch assist. Does it mean you're launching really fast? It's going to throw you back in the seat like you're taking off in some kind of a rocket or something like that. But you can see what all is here. If you want to know your vehicle dimensions, maybe somebody walks up to you and asks what your vehicle dimensions are. Well, you can go into your screen and find out exactly what they are. Or look ahead of time. That way you're sounding like you really know what's going on before anyone ever asks you. But you can see a lot here. I mean, it is really nice to know that so much is here. And keep this in mind. I know a lot of people are going to say, I'm not taking my Velar off-road. I don't need all-wheel drive. Well, if you get into snow, if you get into mud or sand or something like that, maybe it floods in your area, well, that's good to know that you have that all-wheel drive. It's going to help you there. And depending on the drive mode that you need, we're going to get out of that just to show you what's here. Well, you can select that accordingly. And you also have the vehicle that's going to rise, the ride height. We can see right here, we can go in and set our ride height. So here's what you're going to see when that happens. If you want to go off-road, and I know you can't tell, but we can tell the vehicle is rising. You can also see the graphic on the screen, I should say, is rising as well. We'll go to access and we'll see that it drops down. So kind of neat to see all that stuff happening in real time. You can obviously feel it in the vehicle as well. And so there's a lot going on here, depending on what you need to do, what you need to know about. You also have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto here. Now, under here, we do have the wireless charging pad within that area. There is a USB port right here and a little bit of space to the right of that. I guess you could put a phone in there or something like that and just keep it there. We'll conceal that away again. I do have to say I like the style of shifter that we have here, simply because of the fact that it allows it to be easy for me just to put my hand around the shifter and do whatever I need to do. Push button functionality to go back into park, and you will find some gloss black trim here, but I think that's in a good place because most likely that shouldn't be fingerprinted up too badly. Cup holders right here, and we have the two different options for opening one side or the other or both with the center console. Let's move everything out of here just so you can see what is here. There's a lot in there, and you can see what all is in there. There is a little bit of space in there, not as much as some vehicles might have, but I think that's enough to get it done. But let's change seats here. We'll come over to the driver's side and show you what you'll find here.
Hey everybody, Carrie's Driving Lounge, Range Rover Velar edition today. Let's talk about what we have going on here today in the Range Rover Velar. On your door pocket, you hear your driver's side door, what Tom showed, the door handle. You have your 3-seat memory over here, your mirror controls, your window controls, and your window lock and unlock buttons. You have down here your hatch to release, your button to release your rear hatch, and your adjustment for your lights, brake pedal, gas pedal. And you have over here your shifter knob on paddles, your paddle up and down here. You have your, behind the steering wheel, you have your turn signal button. Tom's feature that he loves so much. You have your light controls right here for headlights, tail lights. You also have the fog lights on the bottom, the button that controls that. On this side, you have your wiper controls for your rear wiper, also your intermittents, your sprayers, and all those things there. On the right side here, you have your adjustment for your steering wheel, for your tilt telescoping. There's also an automatic feature on there that you can see, so that when you get out of the vehicle, if you have it set, your steering wheel will get out of your way and your seat will move back to give you easier access or easier egress from the vehicle. On the dashboard, we have your speedometer here on the left, your RPM gauge on the right, your fuel doors. It tells you right here where your fuel door side is, which is going to be on your passenger side, the temperature. Look at the mileage on this, 9 miles. If you come get it, you get 9 miles on this vehicle. Remember, Tom's going to pay the $5 for you. Hold him to that. Come buy this vehicle. This here tells you that it's time to refuel this vehicle. We're a little low on gas right here. You have your park button, tells you what status you're in park. We're on the brake there, and we're in drive, reverse, and there's a button here to push it to go to park. So the dashboard has quite a few features on it. It tells you that you're in park. It shows you whether your seat belts are on, and on your steering wheel, here's your button that I always talk about to hang up the phone. Here's your controls for your radio. Here's your button to push to talk to the vehicle. Your Range Rover emblem in the middle. Nice leather control airbag cover. It says airbag and horn on it right there. 3-spoke steering wheel. I like 3-spoke steering wheels. Nice, comfortable feel in the hand. It's leather wrapped. It's not very thick, but it's still comfortable in the hand. You have your lane keep assist button on this side, your cruise control, set, reset, cancel, heated steering wheel also. And on the screen here, I wanted to show you when we were talking about the suspension controls and all that, that this thing real times you, that like when you turn your steering wheel, it'll show you where your tires are. So as I turn the steering wheel, you can see on your graphic that the wheels turn also, so you can see exactly what the orientation is that you're in while you're driving the vehicle. Up above me, we have the visor. It has a mirror in it and a light, a little card holder right there. The visor does come out. It does not extend. I'm never in favor of that, but it is what it is. Grab handles, all four corners for grab handles. And it also does not have a seatbelt adjustment here. I like to show the seatbelt adjustment. It shows that you can adjust these seatbelts for your height. This vehicle does not have that. I think Range Rover should probably offer that feature. Here's your mirror. I don't believe this has a rear view camera. It does have a nice frameless mirror. Looks very nice. And I do believe that that would end it today for Carrie's Driving Lounge. Range Rover Velar Edition. See you next time.
Okay, we're out on the road for the test drive, and for the first person who's a keen-eyed observer can notice what is out of place, I will send you a free Vehicle Visionary t-shirt. Let's see who picks up on it. But overall, a very enjoyable vehicle to drive. You have a lot of good technology here that's easy to deal with. The problem is just that everything is concealed away in the infotainment screen. Now, I don't know what that's like to live with. I'm curious to know if any of you own a Velar or any other Land Rover vehicle that currently has everything pretty much here in the screen. What is that like? Did it take some time to get used to? Do you like it? Do you not? I'm curious to know. That's the one thing about doing these test drives. We only have so much time, unless we took one for an entire day or a few days, had a press vehicle, something like that. But that's the situation there. Now, as far as acceleration goes, we're not going to go too crazy here, but I'm just kind of easing into the pedal, and we're getting up to speed, absolutely no problem. There are two of us in the vehicle, even though we don't weigh a collective large amount between the two of us. Maybe not even 400 pounds, I would imagine, but still, no problems getting down the road. Easy to see out of. You do have your blind spot monitoring built into your side view mirrors. That helps. I will say that I noticed that the brake pedal was seems a little bit soft. You're still having no trouble stopping. But as far as the brake pedal itself goes, it took a little bit of getting used to, because I'm used to a little bit more of an aggressive brake pedal than what this Velar has. But that's one of those things where what I often say in these videos is so important. You need to drive these vehicles for yourself, because I'm filtering my experience here in this Velar through what I'm used to driving on a daily basis. And so you might get in and say, man, that's a perfectly balanced brake pedal. I think that it does a very good job. So that's why I think it's important. Now let's see what it's like here. This area is kind of noisy as far as the road goes. Let's listen and see how it sounds. Go over the railroad tracks. Not terrible. The ride quality is pretty good, and obviously great handling characteristics. You would expect that, and with all-wheel drive you can tackle so many different situations that with rear-wheel drive or front-wheel drive you just aren't going to be able to deal with, at least not as easily as you can with all-wheel drive. And as far as the horsepower goes, there's probably going to be people out there saying 247 horsepower is not enough, and depending on your situation it may or may not be. But as far as what we experienced out on the road, no big deal. But I do like what you have here. Pretty simple to deal with as far as your technology goes. Easy to drive, easy to see out of, great turning radius, very maneuverable. That's always a good thing. But obviously not a very large vehicle, so you're going to find that there. But I'm curious to know what all of you think. And by the way, you just saw that we have the sensors on the vehicle for parking as well, and let you know what's going on around you. We didn't mention that earlier in the video, but that is something that is here. So tell me what you think about the 2025 Land Rover Range Rover Velar. Do the features match the price on this dynamic SE trim level? Tell me what you think. I do want to say a special thanks to our friends here at the dealership for loaning us this Velar for the day. Don't forget the links in the description if you want to know more. And I also want to thank each and every one of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. That helps us out a lot. If you haven't subscribed just yet, please consider doing so. That way you don't miss any future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out that video on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.